Oh, never mind. It's right here.
Is that supposed to restart?
Yeah.
Catch up.
This one.
They're like way up there.
Jeez, they do walk like New Jerseyans.
Yeah, they walk like they're from the city, and we walk like we're from a country town that has farmland. We mosey, they book it. Oh, I get it. You feel terrible, but you can't always watch it. Please don't get hit by a car.
For y'all New Jerseyans that are listening to this, y'all walk a little fast for really this southern boy right here. Way too fast. I'm just trying to, you know, take my way. But y'all walk fast.
No matter what you say, can't take it from me.
Brooke.
They don't want to hurry up. Six what?
Oh. Watch your step.
Who is here with me right now?
Ooh.
Alright, so guys, we are standing in Lodge Alley. Right behind me is Lodge Alley Inn. It is haunted, as is most hotels will give you their ghost story whenever you stay there. If you look things up, the most haunted places, Lodge Alley Inn is on one of the top 10 or 15 places. They have full apparitions there. There's no particular story that ties to it. But I've been researching this place a lot more lately, just because every time I come here and I tell one of my psychic stories, something usually comes up on either an EMF, a spirit box, my word list, something like that. So I've been looking more and more into this. This is where the Masons used to meet in the early 1700s. Oh, wow. So this would have been a nice cool night for Charleston, as we're all sitting here sweating. But this is where they would meet. So this is kind of where they did their business, right here in this alley. The cobblestones are made of, like the bricks are made of clay. And you have to imagine that Charleston has been extended. So even though we're 1 block away from the water, that water was a whole lot closer. So people actually used to live on this street. This was a street. This wasn't an alley. This is where they lived. So in the event, a spirit box, if you guys want to listen, I'm actually watching mine very closely to see if any names come up. I actually found a roster of people that used to live here between 1700 and 1890. So they were kind of on the lower class of Charleston folks. So if we actually come across one of those names anywhere on the tour, we have them come up, was it last week sometime? A little bit later, because I started talking about this and I skipped over my psychic story, and we had a name came up later. So we'll kind of see what happens. I have that list at home. I don't have it memorized because I'm, again, still researching this particular location. But again, this is a major place in Charleston. This is Lodge Alley. So some people would say that the bricks in the center are actually the exact latitude or longitude of Charleston. They're lying. If you line it up on the map, it does not line up with the exact latitude or longitude. They
So
just like
the
to tell the story.
structures here are original?
The ones behind you, yes.
Okay.
The ones in front of you are not. So this here is a blue-green timeshare. And that kind of gives you a gist of what this building is. It's older. but I wouldn't say anything older than 1940s.
Okay.
What's behind you? Yeah, original buildings. So just to give you a gist, I know you guys have been here for at least a few days.
Yeah.
That's Magnolia's restaurant.
Right.
Okay, so when you're on East Bay Street and you guys are walking around, that's Magnolia's. You can always see this alley going up this way. So we're going to be going through the rest of this place. So guys, honestly too, this is
Were they not?
This is a great picture spot, day or night. So if anybody wants to whip out their phone and take pictures, you never know what you're going to capture in pictures either. We have a couple more spots that I may point out for pictures, but the video, I've been watching real close on Lodge Alley. We actually had some things pop up later on that I was kind of like, I still haven't debunked it completely yet. So just some things moving around, some orbs that could possibly have been there. At the end of this alley, guys, is residential. Tour guides in Charleston are not allowed to do tour guidey things. So we're going to be 12 people, 12 friends, ghost hunting through the streets of Charleston. When we leave this alley, we're going to make a right, and then we're going to make a left at the stop sign. So that we'll kind of follow the motion. And try to get out of those residential pretty fast, so that way we can get to our next location. So again, this isn't a great laser place, but at the same token, I'm hoping something's going to come up on either the video audio or the regular audio when somebody trying to get through. All right?
This is haunted or
The alley is
this alleyway? And are we going to be here for just a couple minutes?
We can be, if you guys want to hang out for a minute or two.
No, I was just asking because there was a bathroom right there and I was going to duck in and
Oh,
go.
we can wait.
Okay.
Please be careful on the steps.
I would walk early. I would be fine.
Well,
It's weird how all this
candy
is
store
blue.
we passed on the corner. That's a
look.
restroom. So
See
if
how
I
all
have
that
to
is
go,
blue?
that's
And you turn
where I
around,
usually
it's
go.
all
Because
red. It's all red.
That's what we've got last
on slow tour weeks, I drive Uber Eats during the daytime.
year. Oh, yeah.
So that way, obviously, I gotta keep the money coming in. But if I've been out all day Ubering, then I have to stop. Like, there's no getting around it. Because I usually start at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll Uber all day, and then I'll make it downtown by 8:30 and get with my crew. And I'm home by 11.
Tell us this. Why is all this blue? All this is red right here. Like when you look this way, it's all blue, right?
Okay, because it's gauging the temperature of the people. So
All right,
it's
now
thinking
watch
that
this.
is the hottest thing.
Now
So
watch
when there's
this.
no people, it's going to find the warmest spot. So watch what happens when I stand in the center.
Oh, okay. Now I get you.
Now it's got to.
If it had something there, I got you.
Correct. It's
got
want me
you
to go
now.
far.
Go far. So that means leave.
It just wanted me to demonstrate.
Okay. I understand.
Again, I try to make interpretations out of all the words, but again, 80% of them aren't going to really mean
You can
anything.
only do what you can do, yeah.
So, where did she find that bathroom at?
She went into Magnolia's right there,
Did she?
side door.
Okay. It's going to be the closest one. We're just going to let random people
Yeah.
walk in. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's where she went.
Sorry, I try to point out the candy stores I'm going, but nobody really said
My
anything
bad.
to me. No, you're good.
She's bad about having to go to the bathroom.
At any certain point.
Yeah,
Yeah. We was on the bus the other day, and I thought she was going to throw up. She had to go so bad.
that's not good.
But that's part of it. Up there, we can move on. She'll catch up. There she is.
I said, where are you? And I said,
Yeah, the whole people want to go.
I said, where are you? And I said, behind.
Sit behind.
Well, I was, yeah, that was crazy. How old are you? What is your name?
Yeah. Get some pictures. Let's go, man.
I'm coming, baby. I just couldn't see. I was taking my time. spooked in the bathroom by myself.
Yeah.
I can scare myself.
You want to do this for a minute?
I can.
That'd be great.
It's still recording, right?
Look at the numbers. You should be moving.
I can't see because I don't have my glasses on.
Hang on a second. Stop. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Wait.
This is moving. Yeah, it's moving.
All right.
It moved from 56 to 57.
Roll them up. It's good. Yep, we're good. You want to face it here?
I got it.
Don't take the phone now.
Okay.
I'll get trouble up there.
Deal.
I'm glad I didn't bring my sweater.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah. Well, we can put Benadryl cream on us when we get back. Wow. They really doing some cleanup right here. Whoops, watch out, there's a bicycle post. It kind of stinks because you can't go in graveyards right now.
Oh, really?
Well, all the graveyards that me and Brooke walked past, they were all locked. Oh, he just showed us how to cut through where we were at today, remember? We were on the front side of that. Lots of alleyways.
Alright, so this is a very interesting spot. I kind of wait to do this one, but it was empty, so I thought I would take advantage. So let's turn this down a little bit so I don't have to screw up. We'll be able to turn them up a little bit. Alright, so this had 3 different names. It was known as Cow Alley, then it was known as Dueler's Alley, as in take 20 paces, turn and shoot, and now it's known as Philadelphia Alley. Basically, when dueling became illegal, we had to name it after a city that saved us from one of our fires. So now we call it Philadelphia Alley. So, the story from here is usually every other ghost tour's big finale. I'm going to give you the story in about 3 to 4 minutes. Yes, this is probably the most peaceful place in all of Charleston, to be honest with you. Nighttime, daytime, we are 1 block away from busy East Bay Street. And part of what actually happens down here is something of sound. So it's really cool that, you know, we actually have a whole alley to ourselves. So, the story goes, there was a doctor, his name is Joseph Brown Levy. He moved down here from Jersey. He was going to marry his fiance, but her lawyer said no because she just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. So, am I boring you already?
No, really? I'm sorry.
So, at any rate, he comes down here because the lawyer said, go finish your studies and start your own practice. So he comes down to Charleston. It's a big hop in town. The coachman drops him off in a place where he would have been robbed and killed. He set him up because he figured he was a doctor and he'd have money. However, a passerby named Ralph Isaacs stops him and says, you can't stay here. You'll probably be robbed and killed. And he takes him over to 59th Street, which is about 1.5 miles from where we are at. He rents a room from 2 ladies that live downstairs and rent out the upstairs. Ralph and the doctor become friends. They also had the same passion for theater. the doctor was finishing up his studies and starting his practice, so he's moving up in Charleston society. However, Ralph Isaacs is just a regular old Charlestonian, just not moving up. So when they go to the plays together, they literally sit in two different places of the theater. The doctor has better seats, obviously, he's got more money. But they talk about the plays on the way home. So one night they're talking about Richard III, it's a Shakespearean play for all you kids in the room, and they're arguing about one of the actresses. So during that time, they didn't have the movie theater, they had a regular theater with a T-R-E at the end, not a T-E-R. So they're arguing about an actress, the doctor loved her, Ralph did not. It turns into an insult party about the doctor's fiance back home in Jersey. Her name was Amanda. The two get mad at each other, they go their separate ways. Ralph Isaacs put something in the paper about what a disgrace the doctor is to Charleston. He's not from here, he just takes our money, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the doctor rebuttals with, let's finish this out in Dueler's Alley. So they come down here. Again, keep in mind, there's probably been hundreds of duels that have happened in his alley, but we all tell the same story. So they come down here, they turn, take the 20 paces, the doctor turns, points his gun in the air and shoots. He doesn't want to kill his friend, he just wanted to make a point. Ralph Isaacs, on the other hand, takes 2 shots below the knees and the doctor drops to the floor. Now, the gate behind me, the reason why I stop here, because you're not going to hear this on any other tour either, the loser of the duel would be dead. There's a cemetery on the other side of this wall. So the loser would go through this gate and go straight to their grave and everybody go have a beer and have a good time. That's how life was back then. However, the doctor didn't die. He was shot below the kneecaps. So his friends picked him up and they took him home 1.5 miles, 59 Church Street, which does have a lot of activity around it. And he died 10 days later. So, it is said, you can hear the gunshots when you're walking through this very quiet alley, or the doctor was also known to whistle a lot because he loved being in Charleston, and Amanda was coming down from New Jersey, so he was a very happy guy. He is known as the Whistling Doctor. You can Google that, and this is the story you'll hear, only it's very elaborate. I'm trying to give you the quick gist of it. So we're going to walk through here, and we're going to listen for whistles, but if we don't hear them, they might come up on the 3 audio devices that are recording right now. So that way we can actually, this is where I crank things up. I got the word dead, interesting. So, I know, right? It's a ghost tour, everything's dead. Ta-da! Ta-da! I win. So, this, when you guys are listening to your audio, crank it up. I usually listen to these in the car. You gotta imagine, I drive Uber during the daytime, so I crank it up and I can listen.
Nice story, Dad.
Right? So, 2 cool things about this. I already told you about the cool death gate behind me. The bricks at the end of this, guys, get older. The ones you're standing on were replaced in the 1980s, 1990s. At the end, and it's residential, so we'll have to be quick and swift. I will point it out to the person behind me, and the rest of you can keep pointing it out to the next person behind you. They are sun-dried bricks from slave children that have their handprints and fingerprints still in the bricks.
That's like at Fort Sumter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sumter,
saw that.
yeah. So you're going to see a full handprint here and a couple of fingerprints. There's 1 full handprint here. I've had people try to debunk it. Even the guy that lives at the end here caught me taking pictures and he said, those are a myth. I'm like, it's right there. It's a hand. You can see it plain as day. On 2 occasions now, there's the tour last week, London and somebody else went back and they got some words from the spirit box and they got a high EMF reading from that specific area. Granted, keep in mind, I've been doing this tour almost a year and it's only happened twice. Now, people ask me all the time, this is called Stories in a Cemetery. Why aren't we walking through graveyards? Who wants to hang out where they're buried? Don't you want to go somewhere where you're happy? That's kind of not my excuse, but it's the truth. I investigate graveyards all the time. They're my least active places. So, we're going to kind of take a look at this. I'm going to, again, point out the handprint. London, you can probably hang back a little bit, kind of show them all. This is a great picture spot, so if you guys want pictures, there's a plaque in the center that talks about when this became Philadelphia Alley. Not to mention, we have St. Philip's steeple right here. Now, guys, I normally go all the way up and then back around this way, but if you guys are exploring Charleston and you don't know, I'll give you one good ghost story about St. Philip's Church. There's a sign right by the gate that says there's no ghost here but the Holy Ghost. Did you guys all see that?
We saw
yet?
that.
I took that picture.
Yeah, we came by it today.
Do you know why that sign is there?
Uh-oh.
Okay. 1888, a woman named Susan Howard Hardy died 10 days after her stillborn child, which that means unfortunately the baby died at birth. So then mom died of depression 10 days later. 1988, exactly 100 years later, we have a photographer in town points his camera through the bars of the cemetery, just snapping some pictures, he gets a full apparition of a woman wearing a shawl and a baby basket next to her. Now, I would love to show you this picture, but as you can imagine, I'm a very superstitious person. The superstition goes that if a woman holds this picture, she'll start to feel ill will, a little disoriented, kind of like what we talked about at Big John's. If a woman is pregnant, then they will not have a good pregnancy. I'm not cursing my tours. I don't ask if anybody's pregnant. I don't go that far, but I actually had a tour last week, over the weekend. It was somebody who said, can we not go up there? I'm pregnant. Not a problem. We'll skip it. So, not to say that we're going to skip it, but we actually had a ton of activity at the Pinckney Mansion site where we got other. So, it kind of did go, this way you guys don't have to do as much walking. Fair enough?
Fair enough for me.
All right. It's a little warm tonight. So, we're going to walk down here quietly and kind of stay to the right of the next door coming by. My competitors don't like me. Let's not make them angry.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Brooke, ask it if I got any
Go,
good
go.
pictures today.
We got to stay quiet through here.
Should have got pictures before.
What?
I'm walking through here.
Sure is pretty.
See, these are the old power outlines right here.
Philadelphia, gotta love it. Have the handprint?
Where is it? There's one further up. Yeah.
Oh.
Like a fingerprint.
What? No. You heard whistling?
There's our handprint. I'm going to actually put it on a corner so you guys will look and take a look.
Did she show you the hand?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Right there's one.
There, that was it.
Right there's fingers. There's one right here.
You see anything over on
No. All right, your turn. Ain't nobody behind me.
Oh my gosh, really? Really? It's a good
Yes. Yes.
You wearing garlic or anything?
Oh no.
I just ate a lot.
I think that's for vampires.
Huh?
I think that's for vampires.
Yeah.
Not ghosts.
Oh. Yeah, the garlic thing. Yeah, now I get it.
Bless her. She didn't know.
We heard something on here. It was like humming. Yeah. It was like when we got out of the alley. Wasn't it? It was like a girl humming.
Very cool stuff. So the first time I ever heard whistling there, I kind of debunked it as some birds nearby. But that was literally, I don't know if somebody was messing with us, but I'm going to listen to the audio.
Oh, they might have heard you whistle. She whistled way
I
back.
whistled to scare them.
Oh.
They jumped.
But we heard humming on this
But that's
when we left.
cool too.
Yeah.
We were just sitting there walking, and It just started humming.
It's really cool though. But even
Yeah.
still, humming is, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Scaring them was kind of
Those
funny.
ladies were like, "Are y'all wearing garlic?"
It's not a scary tour.
She goes, she
wearing
was
garlic?
drunk and she goes, oh, are you wearing garlic? And I was like, I think that's for vampires.
All right, so one last building we're going to take a look at. So the building catty corner right here, the big brick building. So that's the Wagner building. Yeah, I got the word ethical, which very interesting.
Ethical.
Yeah, that's you pranking on the kids.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Dot. So
It's all your fault, Mom.
this actually used to be part of our cotton industry. So this is the Wagner building. It's not pronounced Wagner, it's Wagner because it is a German building. So the last gentleman that owned it was George Porer. He inherited from his dad. He had no idea what he was doing. He had a bunch of debt. And we had a bug in town called the bollweed, which is basically a bug that eats cotton. Okay? So the officers were in the front. They faced East Bay, which was right on the water. The Carnival Park is right past us. I'll give you a gist of where we're all at. Okay? So as you guys said, we made a deal with the bridge. So all the last year's cotton was off the bridge. It's not just kind of stayed in the water. So they unloaded from the back here. He's watching from the second story window, depending on what level you do. And somebody gets too close to the cotton. Oh shit, catches one. So he watches all this. His dad's legacy goes up in flames. And he's very depressed already because he's already in debt. He's paying off his debt. He already got his money. But at the same time, he's pretty mad. So he piles up all the furniture and hangs himself. So it is said you can actually see the shadow of a swinging corpse. Depending on
Oh, y'all fine.
Yeah, it looks really good. Smell. You go, guys.
We've heard things on my spirit box. We've heard things coming from.
You're looking for ghosts. No,
Up there.
it's like some kind of equipment or something. Congratulations, by the way.
You guys all heard of Coogan's Porch? Coogan's Porch is kind of like a breakfast and lunch
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Okay, it's a
I
restaurant
saw
about
that.
a block away. I've been getting a lot of things about that ghost story whenever I'm looking at this building. That's about Zoe St. Amand, and she fell downstairs. So that's, I get a lot of things about Zoe around this area. So we'll see what comes up. It's been mixed of how this is going. So
So I wonder if Zoe and Scott had something, or is that two different time periods?
two different time periods. So we're talking
All the stuff like Roosevelt.
cotton time periods, which would have been in the 1800s, and Zoe died in the early 1900s.
Should they have been related?
Probably not. Zoe was French. This guy was, well, so was Poirier.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, big mouth Charleston.
Interesting. All right, so we're actually going to cross twice legally. So, and let's see what we come up with on the side of this building.
Okay.
There's the word Muslim, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean anything.
Did you get pictures already?
Poirier.
Did you get pictures?
No, I will.
Well, you don't have to. I'm just saying, do you want to?
No. I said if Cody were here, the Muslim Lord would mean something too.
Hey,
Say
man,
ethical.
don't be screaming here.
You did say ethical, right?
Yeah. You know what that means?
Not so much. Hey, you know they have scavenger hunts in the city. You know, you can sign up for those.
Your turn. Your turn.
Okay.
experience, that's about what we've been seeing lately. I see that's probably. So we've been kind of testing different theories. One night it actually was 20 degrees colder. Another night it was 25 degrees colder. But again, we're on the water. It's a block away. It's warm where we are because it's blocking all the nice cool air from the water. But up there, it's going to get a little bit of a breeze. Somebody was really excited because they had a 20-degree temperature drop. I'm like, I got to test it on another night. You're going to go crazy because of what we're standing on Space Street again. Really, the only thing that's going to go crazy here are the spirit boxes.
Yeah,
in the
I heard-
video, we might actually capture something. So if you want to kind of take a look at the windows without falling off the street, and maybe just get a nice good sweep across all the windows, and let's see if we can actually capture anything moving in front of it. We've actually caught stuff.
Here, I'll cut.
We heard fire, humans, and then like a scream.
Humans. That's
Humans.
Humans. Oh. So like people falling off the ship because of the fire.
Is that fire?
They go across
That's right.
Yeah, just
the
go across.
street.
Walk down. As you're doing.
Oh, you got my 6?
Yeah, I guess.
Fire, ship,
Don't get too far out.
all kinds of things.
You're supposed to go up.
I know, I'm going here and then I'm going, I've already got those.
She said sometimes she's after. I got to speak to you last time. I'll go back to your right. You get the whole building right here. Go to your right.
Definition of coalition. Anybody know the definition of coalition?
You come together, a unity, it's unified.
We take ours.
No, the fire and the humans could be. Because there's like, and then it's like, yes, we're here.
Jason, gather up.
You know, watch us like miss like a whole bunch of stuff.
Makes sense that they were teaching.
You got the better ears than I do.
Fire, human. Ask him
Hey guys, listen. Talk to us, George.
It was.
The ship out there.
No, he was walking around. That's okay. He's gonna listen to audio later.
He was back there.
Let's do it at least 6 times.
So what floor did you say we killed someone?
So depending on what legend, some say the third, some say the second. So I've been trying to get like temperature reads, and I've had like little orbs show up in front of the windows. I had to do a lot of research on that camera because I was like, oh man, we'll be able to see inside the Wagner building. No, it can't see through glass.
Yeah.
It can see through a trash bag, but it can't see through glass. It's
Right.
weird. Like I've watched a ton of YouTube videos and did a ton of research after I got it. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have blown a couple $100. But it is still a super cool gadget to have because we have caught some orbs with it already.
There was another stream. Like,
I got something out of there. I didn't hear what
What?
it said though.
what floor did you die on?
Good?
What floor did you die on?
Just a refrigerator.
That's the question, dude. Tell us your name.
George, what floor are you looking at?
That's exactly where I'm supposed to be, right?
Should I cross the road and get like?
You can if you want. She's the crosswalk. East Bay is pretty busy. I've never had anybody actually ask, so by all means. Love to have them quick. What floor? 2 or 3?
It kind of sounded like 3, but I don't think that was right.
What floor did you die on? 1, 2, or 3?
Sit up for sure.
3. It's at 3.
Yep.
It's at 3. We just got 3. Did not print it. They're gonna play the games?
It's a ghost.
Like someone of
Go to the graveyard. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so when you say goodnight, can you say goodnight? Where can we find you?
Do you want to hold this?
I will. Is he leaving?
Alright guys, I'm going to call it. So what do you guys think? Did you capture anything?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
A lot. Hopefully a lot to go through. And keep in mind,
You want me to turn this off?
yeah, just hit the red button there.